What do you say, everybody? Welcome to Last Call on the next round. And we got some stuff to talk about. Quarterback gambling on his team. And how is this going to play out in this new world of gambling where you can actually gamble sometimes from your phone, depending on what state you're in? And do you think that the NCAA is going to suffer because of the NAACP calling for black players not to go to Southern schools? We'll get into that as well. So you guys like, subscribe, thumbs up. Brought to you by Pearl River Resort, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Great time to play some golf at Dancing Rabbit. You're watching all the PGA stuff and you want to get out there and feel like you're like a pro. This guy does all the time. You need to do it. Dancing Rabbit, the Azaleas, the Oaks, two amazing golf courses right there in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Don't need a membership, but the clubhouse is great. The greens are great. Place is awesome. So check it out and let's get this show started. And it's not expensive. I think that's the other thing. Worth the trip. All right, let me hit the open. Let's see this guy in a football uniform. All right, there he is. One Jake Coker, championship QB 2015. 10-year reunion. This last year's the 10-year reunion of that amazing run that we beat Clemson. The only time we beat him in a national championship. You did that. And I'm Mick Gillispie. Hi, guys. All right, let me get right into this. It's definitely interesting. Texas Tech's quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, is facing an NCAA investigation and a potential lifetime ban because it was discovered that he placed nearly 10,000 online sports wagers. And this guy had made $5 million in an NIL deal, and he's still betting like that. So he's admitted that he's placed some small wagers between $5 and $50 on Indiana football games while redshirting there in 22. And that's crazy, right? I mean, when you bet on Alabama football, no, I'm just kidding. It was harder to bet back then, though. Like now that they have like all the online stuff.
Guys were keeping it on a notebook, you know.
Oh, right, yeah. Like it was like some dude named Rocco.
Yeah, one of my dads, but never mind.
Okay. We've known this guy for years.
I've always wondered why it's such a big deal. You know, in all seriousness, the guy wants to bet on. I mean, apparently he was betting on Romanian soccer, Turkish basketball, tennis.
Right.
Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Hey, I know the guy.
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut. You saw me 16 pounds of bologna in 8
Brendan
minutes.
Sorsby is his biggest fan.
Yeah. The thing about the professional eating is that, like, I'm talking to Joey Chestnut before the big eat off, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's nervous. Like, he's, man, I get nervous. I'm like, are you nervous? He's like, I get nervous before every competition. And then he just goes out there and like wins by like 3.5 pounds.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close.
Gosh, that's the nastiest scene in all of TV.
Yeah. Well, you're a championship athlete and a lot of people love you. Joey Chestnut is a multi-national championship athlete. But not even that. He's
international champion.
Yeah, international.
There you go.
International. How many hot dogs are the most hot dogs you've ever eaten in one sitting?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably I don't know about one sitting, but in a day at the beach with my go-to is bring the Dewdrop hot dogs down to the beach, get them cut in half. So you get these mini hot dogs.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Have you ever had Dewdrop?
I don't think so.
It's the oldest, I believe it's the oldest restaurant in Mobile.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I know what you're saying now. Yeah, no, I haven't. We've talked about it before. Maybe you could take me to lunch there.
Yeah, right there in Midtown, famous for the hot dogs.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, the problem is this is when you're in professional athletics, and I have been for years. Major League Baseball, I've worked in and around the game for 20 years. I've never bet on it because they said you're not allowed to. You know, I bet on the home run derby during the All-Star game, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and when I say bet, like I think twice $20. But I mean that, you know, I have no insight on anything. Even the team even the Cubs. I mean, even if I bet on them, I don't think you can figure it out. But if you're playing, you can, right? Like if you're in the locker room, you can. And so you know, to me, it's a hard argument. If this guy, let's say that, well, he was at Indiana, he redshirted there, and you know, he bet some small bets. I don't know. Like they're gonna punish this guy because the thing that you worry about in sports, the reason that you don't want them betting on it is because you don't want the integrity of the game. You know,
You broke up right there. You don't want what?
the integrity of the game lost, right? Like you don't want the players.
Yeah, but
trying.
but I don't. If you, I would rather honestly, I would rather them. I mean, yeah, betting against your team. Yeah, I've got a huge problem with that. But I think you should be able to make your bets public if you're betting on your team.
Well, here's the
Now,
problem.
not prop bets, but like covering the spread bets.
Right. But here's what I was told. This came from baseball and Pete Rose. I think I've told you guys before. I knew Pete Rose. I liked him a lot. I thought he should be back in baseball. I was glad when they took him off the permanently banned list. I wish they would have done it before he died. But I thought his punishment was long enough, right? Like, but whatever. You know, the argument against me, which came from really smart people in baseball, or was because I asked them, was the problem that they had if he was betting for his team are the days that he didn't bet, then they would know that the gamblers would know that he thought they were going to lose.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like what they told me. Like, that's why you can't bet on your team, right? Like, and it's a rule too, man. It's like when you get, you know, like
Basically,
it's legal, but it's not legal. And, you know, for a team to, you know, a guy on the team to do it and he gets suspended. And it's like, I don't have sympathy for that guy because that's the rule that the team has. You're not, you know, the league has. You're not allowed to smoke pot. Like, do I have a problem with pot? No. But if that's what the rule is, you got to follow the rules, right?
Yeah. No, I mean that's right, and I look, yeah, man. I knew you can't. I knew when I was in school you couldn't bet, or in the NFL. I mean, they talked about that a lot as well. You could not place bets, you know, on NFL games. But, I mean, you know, again, at the same time, just speaking of the rule in and of itself, I think it would be awesome if players could make public their bets on their own games. You know, I mean, obviously can't bet against yourself, but you saw what the players, you know, it'd make it more interesting because you'd see what the players thought, you know, I mean, where their confidence level is. No prop bets, like, you know, who's going to have over 100 yards receiving. But I mean, if you make a pick, you know, a spread pick on your own team, it'd be pretty awesome to see that and see who's betting on it. And, you know, I mean, you got more skin in the game too.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it could be fun, but.
And baseball is a little different because, I mean, you know, I think when you start using your best pitchers in games where, you know, that just jacks up the whole pitching rotation and you know affects you for the games and the next day later on in the week. But football is you just line up and play. You know, I mean, you're trying to just beat the hell out of the team you're lined up against. And rotations in my opinion, aren't anywhere near as controversial or as impactful as they are in baseball.
I think that they worry about, though, like that, all of a sudden it's like, hey,
then you got to worry about coercion on the other team too. So
right. Like that's why you can't. There's just no way to manage.
Yeah.
Once you kind of step in, it's just a really slippery slope, right? Like you go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and then all of a sudden you realize, like, we can't control this.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like
NIL in college football.
Exactly. Well, who thought that it was going to turn into what it's turned into?
Oh yeah. It's wild.
I mean, it's a disaster now.
But yeah, it sounds like this kid's done, unfortunately for him. But I guess,
Elma, aka. Sorry about that.
I don't know if you could, you multitasking over there.
I hit the wrong button. Have you ever gotten into like where your whole screen turns into something else, and then you're like, oh man, I need to get this off my screen? one bad button push. Yeah, I think that at the end of like NIL, right? Like I met a guy yesterday. He's like, I was in athletics for 19 years, and I saw what was coming down the pike with NIL, and I left. Like, yeah, so Coach Saban. Yeah, right. Might as well be, right? Yeah, he's in trouble. Well, they can't. If they found out, even if he bet on his team and it's $10, they're gonna have to really punish him, and I bet you he gets kicked out.
Yeah,
and they got a championship. They got a championship roster over there and a ton of money to spend too.
When you're betting Romanian soccer and Turkish basketball, you need to dial it back anyway.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine tell me like a couple years ago, he was like he'd really gotten into gambling, and he's like he bets on like. I think he was saying he bet on women's professional tennis in Israel. It's one of the sports he would bet on. Yeah, he had like this formula, and I'm like, well, how do you like see the teams and stuff? I mean, is there a channel for this? Yeah. I'm like, no, I do this and I do this, and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, it's not. I don't know that that's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna pan out long term, right?
Yeah. Dude, why don't you just get a second job?
Yeah, right. Just bet on a football team because of their uniforms.
I mean, look, I've always been one that people need to be allowed to do whatever they want to do with their money. I mean, if they want to bet on games, then let them bet on games. I mean, I've learned my lesson. I'll make a few small wagers here and there. Lost some money in the Preakness Stakes this weekend. But
wow, you like the horses, do you?
Yeah, my wife does. My wife really loves the horses. So, I mean, nothing crazy. It was.
We should go to Keeneland or whatever. That track in Lexington, Kentucky. Heard it's awesome.
Are you talking about where the Kentucky Derby is?
No, that's in Louisville. Yeah. The one in Lexington is like another one like that, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
I mean, look, I think everybody at some point learns their lesson, or at least you hope so.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, like when you got a bachelor party, like one of the best. I went to Biloxi for a bachelor party probably 6 or 7 years ago. We all put parlay. It was opening weekend of college football season. We all put a parlay down on a 3-team parlay. Everybody in the bachelor party, it hit. I mean, it was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
And not enough to, it wasn't a ton of money, but it was enough to pay for the weekend with a, 3-leg parlay hitting. And, it made it so much fun because you're sitting, you play golf during the day, then you go hit the tables for a little bit. You got that, the last final leg of that parlay hit at dinner time. Everybody's celebrating, having a blast.
Yeah.
So, it definitely, there's a time and place for it. There's no doubt. But I bet. I can't imagine. I'm sure that Brendan had a lot of teammates, just parked in a garage having a few beers watching Turkish basketball, and they were all freaking out.
He could just be like, he may have to just do straight Pete Rose. Like Pete just so like, all right, F it. I'm moving to Vegas and I'm just going all in on the gambling. Like he's just signing autographs at the casino every day. And
I've seen him in person twice in Vegas, or I saw him in person twice in Vegas.
Great. He was a really fun guy to talk to.
Well, man, he was just old school. You're not going to tell Pete Rose what he can and can't do. Yeah. I mean, you're just not. And he's going to be wild, and then he may show up all banged up for a baseball game, but he's going to hit. He's going to go 2 for 5, 3 for 5.
Right. I do this. I got to tell this story.
I'll be honest with you. I love guys like that. They're just kind of rough around the edges. They're not too worried about what happens. They just get out there and get it done. Just great guys for the locker room and overall morale.
Yeah, I got to tell this story. I got a couple good ones here. First off, I got a podcast, a Cubs podcast on the Cubs baseball YouTube channel. You guys better subscribe if you're baseball fans. And I do this show called Beer Money, and it's with Jody Davis, who got into the Cubs Hall of Fame. And he's the second best catcher the Cubs have had in franchise history. And when he was in the big leagues, he told the story last show. He was talking about Pete Rose. Pete's a hit away from breaking the record, Ty Cobb's record. Jody's catching. He's some rookie pitcher on the mound. And the guy's known for having a great changeup. But he keeps dropping number 1. Give him the fastball. So the guy calls him out to the mound, and he's like, he's shaking him off. Give him the fastball. And he tells the guy, he's like, look, Pete's going to break this record, and you and I are going to be in the history books for as long as baseball has played. And he's so right. So he said they gave him the fastball twice, and he hit a couple of just like hornets that were caught, right? And in the next game, Pete Rose broke the record, and Eric Shaw of the Padres was the pitcher. That's why you'd give up the hit, right? Yeah. We're still talking about Eric Shaw, right?
Well, there was a lot of controversy around Derek Jeter's last at bat in the majors. I mean, they go through the analytics of that pitcher's 2-seam fastball, and it's like 4 or 5 miles an hour slower than usual. And he just puts it right down the middle. And everybody kind of wonders the same thing. Like, did this guy, just serve one up for Derek Jeter? And I think it was 87 miles an hour or something like that.
Yeah. How about when?
What are we doing here? This all lined just too perfectly.
No. How about when Mark Gastineau ran into Brett Favre at an autograph signing and was angry?
Oh my gosh!
Over the fact that he took a dive and let Michael Strahan break his record for sacks, and he was seriously pissed. And you can see Brett Favre at first, thinking the guy was joking, and then he realized he was serious, and he's like,
he's like, man, I got to go sign some stuff.
People don't like that. That's the first story. The other one I was going to tell you about the horse racing, and you were talking about bachelor party. I went to this guy's bachelor party, and it was at Churchill Downs. It wasn't for the Kentucky Derby, but it was like races. We're in a limousine. And this one dude at the party that was part of the group, this weird guy, this dude keeps talking to me, and he's saying stuff I don't really want to hear, and asking me these weird questions, and I don't know him that well, and I'm purposely not sitting next to him, but he always seemed to find me, and you know what I'm talking about.
There's always that one there's always that one.
Yeah, so I'm like this guy, man. So we go to the racetrack, and we did the same thing you did. We all put in on everybody threw $20 in. So it was 8 of us, right? And we were just going to keep doing the horse racing until we lost, right? So this weird guy's all of a sudden he just starts spitting out all this stuff about what horse to take. And we win the first one. So now we win the second one. And this guy's like, he's telling us what to do, right? So then we win the third one. Okay, so now I'm like, hey, I kind of like this guy a little bit. Like, he's weird, but he's my kind of weird, right? Like, then we win the fourth one. I'm like, and all of a sudden now this $20 has turned into, like a big chunk of money. We went on, I think we won. It wasn't always like in horse racing. It's not, you win based on the odds, right? So you can pick, hey, we want this horse, he's going to show, or we think that, and he's telling us like, I don't know if this horse is going to win, but he's going to come in the top 3. This guy's going to, and by the time we left, this dude had won us 7 straight. Like we won 7 straight. We all got like $400 or $500. All of us.
Oh yeah.
And I love Daryl now. Daryl, you're my guy. By the time the thing left, like I'm just sitting over there talking to him. I realized, hey, the guy's not weird. He just sees things differently, but in a good way. I'm the weirdo. I didn't appreciate this man.
When you go to a bachelor party, there's always that guy. There's always that guy, but you realize he's one of your best friends, and so you're like,
you gotta see it.
There's something about this guy that makes him work,
Mm-hmm.
And it usually takes a couple days of those, intimate conversations to be like, okay, now I get it. But it's usually night 2. Usually night 2. Night 1, it's like, okay, I got to keep my distance here.
And there's those people like last year at the Steve Azar golf tournament. We're there with the guy, the guy, I forget the guy's name, Nick something. He's the snowboard guy from the Olympics. Yeah. And he had won gold. This year he came in 4th. So he didn't, but we watched him on TV. And we're trying to take a picture. And he's showing us how to take a picture like with the delayed camera on the iPhone. You remember this? And this one guy's brother that we didn't know, he goes, he's from up north. And he's like, this guy works for the Apple store. You're like, oh, I don't know. This guy's so fucking weird. I love this guy. Like, that's so funny. We laughed. We still laugh about it because like, this guy's an Olympic gold medalist. This guy's somebody's brother. And he just takes a shot at him. It was so funny.
You remember we saw Jim Sonyfield. I'll never forget him now, but remember he's the tall, bald guy.
Yes.
And I was like, I was telling you, because I was playing the game where I was trying to describe what these guys do.
The same golf tournament.
And I was like, okay, this guy, tall, bald, he's got kind of a athletic gear on. I was like, this guy is just an asshole basketball coach.
Yeah, you did
probably
think that.
East Coast, Virginia, something like that, And then all of a sudden we get out there for that concert and he starts playing Hold My Hand. And I just look at you, I'm like, turns out he's Hootie and the Blowfish drummer.
He killed it. He killed it too. I hope he comes back to the golf tournament this year. You guys can go too. It's Delta Soul Golf Tournament in June in Greenville, Mississippi. God, that's so funny, dude. All right, let me pay some bills and then we're gonna get into this NCAA NAACP thing. But guys, I want to tell you that Patriot, they're our guys. Patriot Roofing, Birmingham.com, 205-919-4494, man. We appreciate Will and Justin so much. When you call, those guys answer. Patriot Roofing and Builders, unlimited home builders license, and they do it all, man. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows, full home renovations. I was trying to figure out how to get the condensation that's in between my window panes out. And then I realized, it's when you buy new windows because the seal's broken. These guys are going to do that. They got They can take care of you. Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, surrounding areas. When you call, they answer, and they also do free inspections, man. So take advantage of that. And again, that's Patriot Roofing and Builders. And again, we appreciate those guys so much. All right. I saw this the other day, and I don't even know like the impact that this is going to have or isn't going to have on college football in the South. But if you guys haven't seen it, the states are able to redistrict, or what's always been called gerrymandering, the congressional districts in their state, right? So like places that are heavily Democrat, like California and places like that, they're making it to where all the Democrats are going to win. And then places that are heavily Republican are making it to where the Republicans will win, right? Like just basically what's happening. And it's kind of been going on for a while, but I mean, I guess it's some kind of Supreme Court thing made it to where they can do it differently now, and they're doing it. And a lot of the districts in the South that have had black representation, some of them are gonna gerrymander the seats where it's not going to be a slam dunk, or the Republican's going to win if it's a Republican district, or it was a Democrat and that's a Republican. I guess hope I'm explaining this good. But anyway, the NAACP is not happy about it, and they're like, hey, black college athletes should not play football in the South because of this. Basically, they're just trying to get people to put a little pressure on the politicians not to change this. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work, because it just kind of feels like we're talking about it. But I mean, it would take like some major recruits and stuff to be like, look, I'm going to Michigan instead of Bama, and address that as the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we've learned anything about the NIL era, 80% of the guys are picking where they're going based on the contract or the guarantee they get.
Right.
I don't know. All these. I'm so fed up with politics and the theater of it all. I mean, right. I realize that, that there's a lot of issues out there, and you really don't even know what to believe anymore, honestly. Especially from, if there's organizations, kids are going to go where they need to go to school, where they want to go to school. I mean, right. That's it. I mean, when I was coming out of high school, my family, due to all the military service, that my grandfather's brothers, sisters, dad, I guess contributed to this country. I was very patriotic at a young age. I always loved our military, our service members. The only thing I could see making me avoid a school, I guess, is if there was some anti-American demonstration nonstop on a campus.
Right.
I mean, if that were the case, then I'd probably avoid that school. I don't know how much that affects college kids these days, this NAACP boycott. I mean, maybe that becomes a bigger movement than I would expect. But, again, at the end of the day, these guys are trying to play football, trying to get on a team with the best coach possible that's going to allow them to make the most money in NIL and the NFL. I mean, it used to be either the school you loved or who's going to get you to the NFL. Now it's NIL, school you love, NFL. I don't see that changing. I don't, and also this is, kids need to do what's best for them. And I don't know. I think this kind of creates first of all, I don't think it's going to be very, very meaningful for 18-year-old kids, but also SEC's it's a good place for kids to develop and get their name out there from a marketing standpoint. You're not going to have outside of Ohio State, Michigan, maybe USC. The big schools in the SEC are going to get your name out there and honestly make you the most NIL money. Unless Ohio State starts coming in and just paying you a ton of money, finding a way to get it to you, or Michigan, or one of the big outside the SEC schools. But again, I feel like most people are probably on the same page with me, tired of seeing this theater, and you don't really know what's real or what's not at this point, to be honest. Man, there's two sides to every story, but I know it was going on in Virginia not too long ago, but I don't see that, being one of the states that they're talking about. But again,
according to Chat GPT, it is Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. So yeah, Virginia's not on there, but it's a two-way street, man. It's a bit where you live. And
I knew Florida and Texas were a hot button issue for the gerrymandering talk, but I'm so out of the loop on that. I mean, and again, the news cycle's so hard to it's so hard to keep up with nowadays between Iran, the gerrymandering, the Epstein stuff. You just
don't forget about the aliens.
And the aliens.
We're we're front page news now. And I've been telling you, how long have I been telling you about those aliens? Yep.
You got to get Tim Burchett on here.
I know he said he would do it. I mean, we just got to get him on.
I know he's a longtime Tennessee fan, so can give him.
Would you travel for? Is that an interview that you would travel to do, or is that still like this?
Oh, Tim Burchett, hell yeah! I'd do it in Knoxville.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's the Knoxville congressman. So, met him at the with Joey Chestnut, same day. You talk about the power of famous people. Hey guys, I gotta tell you this right here. Let me put that up. Look at that right there. Residents in by Marriott Ocean City, vote for them for the 2026 Hotel of the Year, because your vote makes a difference. Look, man, Keith's got us covered. Hit that QR code and get his back. Place is amazing, dude. Like, amazing. Look at this right here. Back to back coastal style hotel of the year. I probably need to go up there. I need to do some remote shows from there. I love OC, the food, the beaches, the boardwalk, Secrets Bar. Matter of fact, I may look at my schedule when I get off here. Let's all go together. But it's big enough to house all of us. So check it out. Keith's asking for your vote. Help him. And we appreciate residents in by Marriott Ocean City for being part of what we do here on a daily basis. So thank you. Look at that. I need that right there. I just need that. Like a
that
pool.
Is a sweet rooftop. Rooftop pools, you can't beat them.
Can't beat them.
I need
that. All right, buddy. Well, look, I feel like it was another intriguing episode of Last Call. Hopefully all of you that are hanging out are subscribers. You know that we're brought to you by Pearl River Resort. 2 amazing casinos. You got Silver Star, you got Golden Moon, and you got a walkway between the 2 casinos. Amazing slots. I mean, I'm talking about the best slots you're going to get between here and Vegas. You got table games. You got great acts, like Clint Black's going to be there. Comedians, Fluffy's going to be there. You got, music at the bars over the weekend, which is so much fun. Philip M. Steakhouse, Geyser Falls Water Park is in swing. It's that time. Bring the kids up, go golf, do the gambling, stay there. They got everything you need right there at Pearl River Resort. Any final thoughts?
Roll Tide.
So, Jake, let's break down some game tape.
Hold on, fellas. Steve,
Hey, Jake, you ready to rock?
let's roll, brother.
Guess we're calling plays at Pearl River Resort. Wow, Jake's first throw scores. And Steve's got the crowd pumped. Man, they're absolutely rolling.
'Cause I don't have to be me till Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I ain't gonna face reality.
I tell you, Jake's still got game. While Steve keeps rocking aces. Boom, Jake seals it with a pick.
Come call your own plays.
At Pearl River Resort. Let's roll.